So, Alex, how long into Troll 2 before you realized that Nilbog was goblin spelled backwards?
Honestly, it was when the kid fucking said it.
Me too. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense for a Troll movie.
Yeah, I mean,
clearly.
I don't. Yeah,
but yeah, okay, that's a weak intro. But yeah, I'm Jackson. This is Bored and Annoyed.
I'm home at the movies.
Yep, and this week we are discussing the cult classic Troll 2.
With no trolls.
Yeah.
Now troll free.
There's no trolls in Troll 2.
Yep.
That's important.
Wrap your head around that. Bored and Annoyed.
I want to start the episode though by giving a little rest in peace to a actor who, for one role, I really love and think he's fucking great, and he passed away.
Okay.
His name's Joe Pilato, and he played Captain Rhodes in Day of the Dead, the third of the Romero Dead trilogy. And he was kind of this, fucking lunatic. They were like in a underground military base, and he was like the lunatic military guy who was the anti-scientist guy who's trying to like figure out nice ways to deal with this and whatever.
Right.
But he was fucking fantastic. But yeah, he was great. So rest in peace, Joe Pilato. Heard he was a really nice guy too. So that's sad. 70 years old. 70 years young. Isn't it weird when you hear people die at like 70 and you're like, oh, I'm like halfway there now. Like, it's just kind of not to depress everyone.
Yeah, let's not think about that. I thought this was a podcast about movies, not my own fucking impending mortality.
It's a little depressing. But news.
Let's do the news. Sexually. I'm bringing up the news right now. That's our new news song. Let's do the news. Sexually. So we've got some good news, some great news, actually, I would say.
Okay.
Us opened to 70 million.
Partly because I was right. It beat Get Out. So.
Okay. So this is like an arrogant...
A pat on the back. A pat on the black. Pat on the back.
Jordan Peele. Black on the brain.
Yeah, right. Okay, I'm not going to continue that one, but it was funny and it was accidental, so we're keeping it.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's great. I'm loving that this movie is doing well.
R-rated $70 million movie?
Yep.
Wasn't it like the highest, like, original?
Second highest behind Avatar.
Okay. So that's not original at all.
No, it's not. But,
damn it.
But technically, so that's great. That's great.
That
news.
is great.
Got some other news. We got a Dark Tower series coming.
Yes.
To Amazon.
Had no clue. This just happened.
It's so great.
They've cast whatever in the Dark. Oh, by the way, Dark Tower series.
Yeah.
Remember that movie that sucked? We're still going to do a series.
Yeah, but it's not going to, I don't think it's going to be tied to.
No, hopefully it's the books.
Really pumped for this?
Yes.
This is something to get excited for. Get your Prime memberships now because it's going to be something to watch if it's good.
Yeah. Stephen King is just, taking over the world or what?
Yeah.
Are we getting the shared universe? Is this it?
I heard that there was a Critters show. Maybe that's the beginning of it.
Oh my God. Yeah, there's a Critters show.
Okay.
We'll get into it.
Are we going to get into
Stephen King, though. I don't think.
Oh, that wasn't Stephen?
No.
Okay. No, I'm thinking
please
of something.
Don't attach him to Critters.
Well, maybe.
Oh, my God. I forgot.
Maybe he was a ghostwriter on that.
Actually, I'm glad we're going to talk about that.
Okay. It's fitting. Troll 2, Critters, they fit.
Oh, my God.
Same ballpark.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know who Avi Arad is, right?
Was he in Rogue One?
No.
I'm thinking
he's a producer for all the Spider-Man movies. He works for Sony.
All right.
Dude's kind of a douche.
Okay.
He's all butthurt, basically saying he just kind of doubled down basically on the whole, like, I came up with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And yeah, he just had some butthurt comments. I just thought I'd throw it out there because fuck Avi Arad. This guy's just a super douche, huh? He's just kind of a douche. Yeah,
was he behind the Amazing Spider-Man movies?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. And he's talking shit?
Yeah, he's saying that he put together like the whole deal for the cinematic universe and it was all his idea. And then he said like everybody at that studio, like Marvel when it started, everybody wanted to make movies, so everybody had ideas. And it's like, do you not understand this is like a good problem to have?
Yes.
Like, oh, I'm sorry that you have people who are passionate about their jobs and want to make movies in a movie field.
Makes sense to be a douche about this.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's partially my podcast, and I'm taking this opportunity to put it out there.
Call him a douche.
Call him a douche.
All right.
It's out there.
Perfect.
In the universe. Yeah. Let's see what else. Oh, Zack Snyder had some comments.
Oh my God. This is hilarious to me. He went on a rant about Batman because everybody was all upset because Batman kills people. And I'm one of those people who's like, okay, it's his take on the character. Batman kills people, whatever.
Right.
But
his logic behind it.
Do you have a quote?
Well, yes, I do, Jackson. I do have a quote.
Of course you do.
So he said, someone says to me, Ben Affleck's Batman killed the guy. I'm like, fuck, really? Wake the fuck up. I guess that's what I'm saying. Once you've lost your virginity to this fucking movie and then you come to me and say something like, my superhero wouldn't do that. I'm like, are you serious? I'm like down the fucking road on that. It's a cool point of view to be like, my heroes are still innocent. My heroes didn't fucking lie to America. My heroes didn't embezzle money from their corporations. My heroes didn't commit any atrocities. That's cool, but you're living in a fucking dream world. It's like, what do you think comics are, Mr. Snyder?
Well, and he said something about Watchmen too, didn't he? Well, like he tried to say, like, he tried to bring up Watchmen as a comparison of like, you know, that's the real superhero. That's what I wanted to make. And to me, that just points out how fundamentally flawed they were to give him that job, because his kickoff movie was Man of Steel.
Yeah.
And Man of Steel, or Superman and Watchmen, are polar opposite things.
Right.
Superman doesn't work in Watchmen. That's the point. Watchmen
is the deconstruction of the superhero genre. You don't get to Watchmen without Superman,
Correct.
Without Batman, without the nostalgia, without the dream world.
And if he was going to make the DC universe, hey, what if superheroes were realistic? Then if that was his goal, then that should have been what they told everyone this was going to be. And DC shouldn't have went all in on this.
See, a more interesting version is, because you have to be faithful to the comics, Superman does not kill, and Superman is somebody that can get away with not killing. Yeah, he is so powerful that he can do that. Batman would struggle mightily to not end up accidentally killing somebody.
Well, and you could even say Superman, like that could be a whole thing, is like, he's so powerful he doesn't, like, if he kills someone on accident.
Well,
like,
I mean, you know, that's something that is so intrinsic to their characters that if you're going to make them kill, it should be an accident, and it should be something that they're dealing with, not something where, and you can't make it the first appearance of Batman either, because you're just like, hey, Batman's always been a murderer in this universe. And it's like,
see, I didn't take that from that though. I took that as like I think he was going for like Batman's unhinged.
Yeah, Batman's lost it and whatever. Yeah. But it's the problem of, you're starting a universe, and you're starting a universe at the point where this is what Batman is.
True.
And you've never, we've all grown up with Batman, and we've grown up with versions that didn't kill, except for the Tim Burton ones. He killed people in those.
Sure.
I mean, he threw a grenade down a dude's pants.
Yeah, but that didn't kill him.
Of course not. So it was silly string inside there.
Yeah, it was a penguin grenade.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I didn't even read this one, but he went into like the explanation of the Martha scene. It's like, that requires no explanation. We all understood. We got it.
We get what you're going for.
It was blatantly obvious.
Yes.
Just because people laughed at it doesn't mean they didn't understand it.
True.
It was poorly executed. It's a decent idea.
I think it's pretty good. Like, it didn't bother me the first time I saw it, but I was in like nerd Superman land at that point.
See, I saw it twice in theaters because you convinced me that like I was crazy for hating the movie the first time, because it gave me a headache the first time. The second time I laughed, And I was laughing quite mightily because I was sitting next to a Batman fan who was seeing it for the first time. And he was in my position of just pure rage watching the movie. And that was pretty good.
Well, that's too funny, though, because I thought he was the best part of that fucking movie. Like, as much as you want to, okay, you're pissed because Batman kills people. Like, that's where I'm getting a little Bill Maher-esque here. Where I'm not, gonna be like, I'm not saying you. Oh, okay. I'm just saying, like, people who are so upset that Batman fucking kills people.
Right.
Sorry. Like, this is a different interpretation. That's what he should have said. He should have said, this was my interpretation. I wanted to do something different. Yeah. He shouldn't have told people, wake the fuck up, man. Like acting like it's impossible to do a Batman movie where he doesn't kill people. Yeah. Like, no, it's escapism. Yes. Like, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, and he also had some comments on the Avengers movies. I don't know if you heard these
ones.
Did
he insult them?
Well, I'll bring it up. He says, the thing about comic book movies is, and you know I'm a fan. Really? Do we know you're a fan? I can't tell from your work. I go
sick burn.
Yeah, I got him. He says, I go and see them all. I see all the Avengers movies, and I go and I love them. Not sure if I believe that.
I think he probably does.
You don't have to not enjoy them, but you also have to be like open to other things as well.
I kind of agree with that.
I find it to be a little ridiculous because the Avengers movies have actually kind of covered the gamut as far as like, they haven't gone full on super dark, but Infinity War is much darker than the original Avengers.
Agreed. And Civil War had like its heady themes and
shit.
So,
I mean, the idea like, oh, you need to be open to other things. One, I don't know anybody who just sees superhero movies and that's all they see and all they enjoy. You know? It's kind of stupid. They need to be open to other things. I'm open to us.
That's a good point.
You know, it's like, what are you trying to say? Maybe they just weren't open to your shitty movie. Maybe that's the whole point.
The movie was broken, and we'll never know. Like, Man of Steel, I actually kind of enjoy. I don't think it's a good Superman movie per se. Like, it's not Superman to me, almost. It's got some of the thematic elements of Superman, but it doesn't really get the character. But the other, I mean, Justice League was just the ugliest fucking movie I've seen in a long time.
And Batman v Superman was also, I mean,
bad.
It's a better, I think it's technically a better movie, but it's so bad.
Right.
So, thanks, Zack Snyder.
Stink. People got upset about it.
I mean, it's like, he's just, you know who he's reminding me of? He's reminding me of a director we're going to talk about later on in this podcast.
Nice.
Somebody who's so delusional about the quality of their movies that they can't see the criticism and the truth in the criticism.
Shout out to Red Letter Media in their Man of Steel review, by the way, when Mike is talking about how like he just imagines like some old man who grew up with like Superman.
Yes.
He goes to the theater to see Man of Steel. Yeah. And he's just like, what the fuck is happening? This is
well, that's why that movie started out pretty big at the box office and it had pretty poor legs because I think the word of mouth was, this is not your Superman. And it didn't speak to a wide enough group of people.
No.
I did like the whole like the Winter Soldier review from them where they were like, wait, Captain America is not like the Superman. They're like, holy shit, they made him stand for like truth and justice in the American way.
True.
Like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I forgot about truth, justice in the American way. It's been removed from my psyche over the last 8 years.
Yep. I don't know how that happened. Maybe they hired a genius and we just all don't understand it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're going to trailer time. It's a trailer. Wait, you're going to interrupt me again?
Well, we got any good ones?
We got quite a few. I'm kind of interested to see what you have to say about some of these. Did you see the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood one?
No, I have not. Is that the Tarantino one?
Yeah, I think we're going to pause and we're going to have you watch it.
And we're back.
What'd you think of that?
It does look good.
It looks pretty good.
It does.
Tarantino. Once again, it's going to be great.
I didn't see The Hateful Eight, though. I haven't seen it. Did you?
I liked it quite a bit.
I'm getting a little tired of his shtick.
It's The Hateful Eight is definitely a dialogue piece.
Okay.
Like tons of dialogue.
I heard it's like a play. It's like one set, basically, throughout most of the movie.
But I really enjoyed it. I thought the dialogue was not as Tarantino as it can be.
Okay.
And I'm excited for this one. I love the Bruce Lee bit.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That guy is doing a great Bruce Lee.
He looks like Bruce Lee.
It's great. I'm pumped. Bruce Lee is back, baby. Yeah, let's do another one. Lucy in the Sky.
I was in a trance during this. I was so bored by the trailer.
So, you remember I told you about that Doom movie that was being written?
Yes.
This guy who directed this is the guy who was writing and working on that movie. So,
okay.
Now, I will say about this trailer, it's got some interesting visuals.
Sure.
And some decent cinematography, but what is it with Natalie Portman and doing films where she's like crazy and kind of unhinged?
Well, she's boring, so she plays like out of it. Like she looks like she's on some sort of like, antipsychotic medication or something.
Yeah. The problem is that we got First Man last year. So the problem is that we kind of saw a movie similar to this already.
First Woman.
Yeah. First Woman.
John Hamm's in it though.
Yeah. And Natalie Portman actually can, when she tries, be a good actress. That's not all the time. She's going to be fine in this, but it just looks, eh.
Yeah, I agree.
And
I was pumped because like when I saw like how now there's like the mini trailer that starts before the trailer.
Yeah.
Like there's like a 5-second bit where they're like,
yeah,
now the trailer for, and they show the images all fast and you're like,
yeah,
oh, this is going to be some sweet like sci-fi fucking crazy looking movie.
Yeah.
And then like 5 seconds into the trailer, I'm like, oh.
I think the thing is like, I don't know anything about this director, but based on his visual style and based on what he's kind of doing with this movie, I think this is a guy you give a sci-fi movie to.
Okay.
I do. But this movie itself looks pretty bland and boring. It'll probably get a 90% though, because critics will eat it the fuck up.
Okay. And maybe we'll like it.
We might.
Yeah.
I just feel like it looks like a movie that is destined to bomb. It's going to fucking bomb at the box office.
All right. Prediction.
Yeah.
Got to write it down, folks.
This is like 99% going to happen.
Lucy in the Sky is going to bomb.
Yeah. She's going to fall from the atmosphere. John Wick 3.
This latest trailer is just, I'm just so excited.
You're in love?
I can't. Yeah. I can't contain myself.
Okay. Yeah, I think the action looks great.
Oh, it just looks amazing.
I love all the colors. You're going to hate me for this. You're going to
Jesus Christ. Here we go.
Just wait. Just wait. Maybe you'll agree. We'll see.
All right.
So the thing that really, really excited me about this movie was I liked the idea of John Wick on the run by himself.
Okay.
And I liked the idea, and I thought that what was interesting about that was he was unaided for the first time in a long time. And then in this trailer, we see bulletproof suit, and he goes and he gets weapons from the dude from the Continental.
Yep.
And I'm like, I don't like that. I wanted him to like kill a dude and take the gun off the dude. And he like kind of like goes through the movie getting like gear as he goes.
Sure.
Or maybe he gets more beat up as he goes. But it's like, if you're going to hand him weapons, you're going to hand him a bulletproof thing. It's kind of my problem with like, okay, Black Panther. In the next movie, he needs to maybe have the vibranium suit taken away, because when you have a suit that can kind of take all this punishment, it takes away a little bit of the drama from the fight scenes.
Now, let's be fair, though. We don't know when this scene happens in the movie.
Yes.
I'm just in love with the way it looks. The action looks fucking amazing.
Yes.
I
just hope that doesn't happen. I hope it doesn't happen in the first third.
Well, so he ran away from the Continental dude right at the end.
Yeah.
So
it wouldn't make much sense.
I love the idea, that whole part where just gets my dick hard when he's like, he's all like fucking, oh, it's John Wick. You think he really has a chance with the, and then he's like, oh yeah, I'd say the odds are about even.
Yeah, yeah,
like, yes, he's gonna kill some motherfuckers.
I'm excited for more action. Like I said, the only thing that I was hoping for was that this was going to be kind of like John Wick at his lowest point. He was going to be.
I think it will be, though.
I
still think it will be.
I hope so. I just hope that's okay. And then that's a problem with the trailer, is that if that's something that comes in like the third act, why are you showing me that scene?
It's not a spoiler because you don't know. It's not like you're seeing him. It's not like you're seeing the ankle get cut in the Pet Sematary trailer where it's like, okay, this is towards the end of the movie, clearly.
Yeah.
Because whatever. I don't know. I don't think the trailers have given too much away.
Not really. No. It's just that one. now I know that scene is coming, and that changes the dynamic that I thought was going to happen in this movie.
Okay.
So that is, I'm sure it'll still be a fun time, but that's a little disappointing because I wanted to see John Wick, I wanted to see John Wick be John McClane.
Okay.
Struggling. He's just,
Yeah, but he's not John McClane, though.
I know. But I wanted to see him be put in that situation where he had to struggle that much.
I mean, he can kill people with pencils, Alex.
He can. But that makes it more badass to see him, even he's struggling at this point. You know what I mean?
Prediction question.
Yeah.
Is he going to die in this?
I don't know.
Is this the end of a trilogy? Or do they need to keep this thing going?
I don't know. We did forget one thing from news, though. Bill and Ted has an official release date.
Yeah, and I saw that the guy who played Death is coming back.
Is he?
Yeah, as Death.
Great.
Again. And apparently there's going to be some sort of a tribute to George Carlin within the movie.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
So
I'm really pumped for that. Equally pumped for this. But I wonder if Keanu is probably smart enough to know, maybe just cut it at a trilogy. Don't let it get too long, See,
I don't think these movies are easy to fuck up. I feel like they can come up with shit for these. It doesn't need this really complex plot. You just need enough for okay, we need the thread between the badass action scenes.
Right. I think the question is do you do another John Wick or do you do a Continental with John Wick as sort of maybe not a cameo, but maybe a larger cameo type role.
Right. Well, or he's dead and you just continue the world building with some other,
I mean, you definitely do, my opinion, this is getting a spinoff this is the end of John Wick.
I think there's no way this whole thing is over. The Stars show is happening from what I understand. So,
but we've got one last trailer. Dora the Explorer.
Oh my God.
Did you see it?
I did.
What'd you think?
It looks like a nightmare.
Yeah, it's going to be awful.
It looks like the worst thing ever.
I was just kidding. That wasn't we're not even going into that.
I did watch it though. It looks so bad.
Yep.
Just a cash grab and a half.
It's going to make a decent amount of money for those children.
Oh my God.
Kids love her.
Do they still?
I don't know.
See, I was thinking about that. Aren't the Dora viewers now 10?
They're probably too old.
Yeah.
They're probably too old. They might go see her though. They might. They're like, oh, Dora's growing up with me.
Their parents will take them because they remembered them watching. Yeah.
We'll see. That wasn't the trailer I wanted to go into though. Stranger Things 3.
That looks good.
That looks great.
It does. It looks like a little different.
It does.
To me?
Different setting, summer versus fall, which is nice. Characters are all back. We like them all.
The monster aspect of it even looks a little different.
It's not going to be like a shadowy monster,
right,
which is going to be nice. Really interested to see what the origin of this thing is.
Yes.
So yeah, pumped. Ridiculously pumped.
Didn't notice a missing kid motif.
Oh yeah, that's great. Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's a good point.
Yeah. I mean, do we need a missing child in every season?
No, we don't.
No. So, yeah, maybe they're listening to, although they had a plan for this, didn't they? They had it pretty well mapped out.
Yeah, they got a plan for at least season 4. I can't remember if it's season 5
Yeah,
also.
I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah.
And it's coming before Halloween, right? In a few months?
No, it's actually coming July this year.
Okay. So, a few months.
Yeah.
We're almost in April, Alex.
So many good things are coming, man.
It really, I know.
This Infinity War, fucking Game of Thrones.
But today we're talking about Troll 2.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so many good things. But I think we're at the end of trailer time. So shit we watched.
Yeah, I did it again this week.
Oh, boy.
Alex is going to be upset with me.
Snippets. Minute or less.
Well, yeah, okay. No, on some of them.
Okay.
On some of them. Let's see here. Uh-oh. Did I delete my shit we watched list? No, I did not.
Oh, man. I was going to say, everybody put your hands together and pray.
So I watched A Vigilante with Olivia Wilde.
Okay.
This was one where she is like a battered woman, battered wife. She goes to like a group for like battered wives support groups and whatever. And she decides her life mission is going to be to get these other women away from the men who are beating them, or the children away from the man who's beating them, or whatever.
Okay.
So she's like a vigilante justice type who like someone has her number and they call and leave a specific message and she'll come like get the guy out of the person's life.
So she's like the girl with the Tron tattoo?
Yes, it's very Girl with the Dragon tattoo-ish. Yeah, only better than well, I haven't seen the American one. It's right up there with the Swedish, but I thought this was great.
Okay.
Olivia Wilde, so far, she gets my Best Actress of 2019 thus far. Nobody's going to see this, so it won't matter that she's that. But yeah, it's excellent. A- for this one. I was very, very, very entertained. Now, I do want to talk about a show, a Tim Roth show.
Oh.
Yeah, a Tim Roth show.
Really?
Yeah, but not the one we're reviewing.
Okay.
That's still to come. It's actually a miniseries, BBC miniseries.
Oh, wow.
Rillington Place. I'm very, I'm sophisticated.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're just
the BBC.
Britain it up all of a sudden.
He plays Jonathan Christie, who was a real person, serial killer, who killed in like the 40s and 50s. He killed like eight women that they know of.
Okay.
He is fucking amazing. Like, that guy he's the best actor that nobody pays any attention to. It's this old, like, creepy guy who's like an ex, like, cop or whatever. And he, like, his wife is with him, and it's a real eerie, like, slow burn show where it's like, he's just fucking creepy,
right?
His personality. But it was real interesting too, because apparently this guy is the reason why, and I'm not going to spoil why, but he's the reason why the UK ended up reversing the death penalty. Oh, was because of something to do with this guy. Fascinating story. Fucking the dude Tim Roth is fucking great. This gets an A.
Oh,
this is there's 2 A's this week. This is one of them.
Okay.
I watch a lot of shit. I'm just going to keep going.
How many do you have? Because I've got 4.
10. So I've gone through 2. So one more.
Christ.
One more. Phantasm.
It's
like the classic schlocky horror movie. I've heard it's great. Yeah, I was kind of on it.
How old is like classic?
Oh God, you're killing me, because I wrote dates next to most of these, and I didn't write one next to Phantasm.
Estimate.
I would say late 70s, early 80s, but we're gonna it's 1979.
Okay,
pretty good guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's a weird movie. There's like a mortician guy who like is opened a portal to like some other world or something, and like there's these kids who kind of figure it out. There is a neat thing in it where like these flying silver balls with like drills on them like fly through this hallway and like drill through a dude's forehead, and you get the fake blood and shit.
Oh, okay.
And it is funny. I've been watching all these old horror movies because of Shudder. Yeah. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, God, they just don't make them like they used to. Like, so many of these movies, there's just tits everywhere.
Right.
Like, just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one was C-.
I heard Affleck was the bomb in Phantasm.
No, that was Phantoms.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He was the bomb in Phantoms.
Yeah, I was doing a bit.
I know.
Okay.
I ruined it.
Yeah. That's what we're here for.
But continue. Go ahead. Or not continue. But you get some time.
I get today. Some time on the podcast. I watched Old Man and the Gun, finally.
Oh, fucking good. God, really good.
Robert Redford is one of the most charming motherfuckers.
He just charms the pants off you.
Every scene he's in is so fantastic.
It was good.
Had some nice setups and payoffs. I loved, I forget the woman.
Spacek?
Sissy's, yes.
Yeah.
She's great. I loved it. I thought this movie was great. This is like a B+ movie.
Oh, really? So it wouldn't have made your top 10?
It wouldn't have made my top 10 of last year.
Okay.
But it would have been probably in the top 20, I would say.
It was really fucking good.
He's so great. The only problem, and I know you're going to hate me for this, but I think that Casey Affleck is just boring. But there's one scene in particular in this where they actually share a scene together. It's pretty great.
It's great.
And it's pretty great.
Yes.
But I think it's more of like a character dynamic setup of the scene rather than like Casey Affleck really nailed it kind of thing.
I thought Casey Affleck was pretty good in it, but I'm not going to argue that he's boring because he didn't even come to mind when we were just talking about it. Like that whole aspect of the movie, the guy that's on the, that's chasing him.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't.
He's just devoid of charisma, which is kind of the point of his character a little bit.
Right. He's like the anti Robert Redford.
Yeah, but still, would have been nice if there was like, I don't know, something. But yeah, B+. I really liked it.
Yeah, I really liked it. I liked it quite a bit. You know what I didn't like?
What?
The Prowler.
The Prowler.
1981 slasher movie.
Oh, this is a Spider-Man villain, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
Sorry.
but when I Googled the Prowler,
that's what came up?
That's what comes up.
Yep.
This gets a D-, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
It is boring. The motivation of the slasher character is that he was dumped when he was in World War II. And he came back and killed someone after World War II. And then 40 years later, he goes on a killing spree again. I don't really understand why he's on a killing spree. All of the scenes in this are he's in another room and the person trying to get away is calling out Anthony, where are you? Every fucking scene in this movie.
Those. Oh, those
it's
are
the whole
best.
fucking movie. Now, I do want to say Tom Savini did the blood and guts and special effects in this. And you can tell they're very proud of them because they're the only redeeming quality of the movie. And they hold the camera on these scenes for way too long. Like a knife will go through someone's skull out the bottom of their chin. And you'll see the blood coming down. And it looks great.
And they're we spent literally thousands of dollars on this shot. We're going to leave it on the screen.
And you're I like this. But then then it goes back to the movie. Well, and the characters are terrible. There's a scene in this where they're trying to find the sheriff. So they call the cabin where the sheriff stays at, because it's like a military-esque dormitory academy, whatever. But the sheriff is on site in like a motel type thing. They call the front desk, and the guy's "Hey, we need the sheriff. Wake the sheriff up." And the guy's "It's 11:30 or whatever," and he's complaining nobody's up, whatever. And the fat slob just sits there he's "Oh, hang on." Pretends to call the sheriff's room, but doesn't. And then he's "Oh, I'll go get him." And then he sets the phone down and ruffled through his potato chips, just a fat slob character. And you're just sitting there is there anyone that's this big of an asshole? This doesn't make any sense at all. It was fucking terrible.
You said there was a hotel in this and it's a shitty horror movie, I was oh, Halloween 3 hotel?
Oh.
She'll get the best care.
No, I'll take Halloween 3 over this any day. To the best care. Shit is the best. We'll take her to the factory. Another one I watched was Sorority Babes in the Slimeball Bowl-O-Rama. This was 1988. This gets a D+. Okay. This was fun.
Okay.
This was terrible, but really fun. Basically, these two girls are trying to join they're pledging to a sorority.
Okay.
And these guys get caught kind of spying on the pledge thing.
Standard 80s.
Yeah.
Pervy kind of shit.
Yeah. So they all get sent together. The sorority head is you have to go steal something from the bowling alley that's closed right now. You need to go in and steal it, and as proof that you actually broke into the bowling alley.
Okay.
So they go to this bowling alley and they grab this trophy. And basically the trophy falls on the ground, breaks open, and there's an impish demon character that comes out that's a puppet, and he's "Hey!" And he grants them wishes. But of course the wishes don't turn out the way they're supposed to, and there's a lot of tits and ass in this one. And I tell you what, Talk about just a fun time watching a bad movie. They're in a bowling alley, like running around. Two of them get turned into like demons or something, and they're like being chased around, whatever. There's like a badass chick who was already in the bowling alley robbing it, who's another character in this.
Wow.
It's really something else.
See, this is what you got to love about 80s movies, is the fact that they just thought that movies were like blenders and you could just throw everything in them.
I think this one kind of works in its like cheesy way.
Right. Yep.
It's not like the Prowler, which is like, I'm trying to be Friday the 13th, but I'm just fucking terrible.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, that was kind of fun. But we'll go back to you.
So I watched Can You Ever Forgive Me?
Oh, with the Oscar nominated
Melissa McCarthy. Yeah.
Okay. Tell me, was it better than the Muppet movie?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. It's much better than that shitty Muppet movie.
Okay.
No, this is fine. But the fact that Melissa McCarthy was nominated for an Oscar and Toni Collette didn't get one is a fucking travesty. It's a fucking travesty.
Like more so than anyone else who was on the list. More so than anyone
else. She is herself. She's just a little less herself. She's like herself who needs a Prozac.
Okay.
Like, I'm sorry. She didn't put on makeup and she was just a bitch and, loudmouthed, kind of like how she always is. But she gets a fucking Oscar nomination?
If Toni Collette was herself in Hereditary, then that is a scary ass lady.
Yeah.
That's what I just thought of.
Right. It's just, I mean, what are we doing with the Oscars? That's the question. I mean, it's like a C minus B movie.
Okay.
Okay. If I gave B plus to The Man with the Gun, this is like a C plus. It's a full grade below.
Okay.
Like, it's fine. It's nothing special. The best thing about it is there's a gay character who's her best friend.
Is that the older dude? I forget his name.
Yes. Yeah. He is fantastic.
Okay. And so he deserved the Oscar nomination more than she did.
Yes. And I will say this. I have a gripe with this movie because basically what happens is that she does something illegal. Takes people for a ride. Now, granted, it's a bunch of rich hussies who collect notes from famous authors, which is a weird...
But she's forging the notes,
forging the notes, and she gets a movie based off her? Like...
So
seriously?
The entire concept
and
bothers you.
And then she wrote a book about the fact how she did something bad, and it's like, you didn't even do something bad that's cool. Like, this isn't cool. It's not like you're a gangster. You forged some notes in your fucking shitty apartment and you got a fucking movie about it, and you were a shitty person and you never stopped being a shitty person, and I hate you.
And it's a better movie than John Gotti got.
Yeah. It's
and John Gotti was probably a way cooler piece of shit than this lady.
Probably. I mean, it's.
I mean, we wouldn't know from the movie.
Yeah, you definitely wouldn't know. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. And it's probably a testament to the movie that I hate the premise so goddamn much and I hate the character so goddamn much that
it was watchable.
It was fine and it got a C plus from me. But yeah, she does not deserve that Oscar nom. That's fucking highway robbery.
Would you recommend the movie?
Yeah, I mean, it's a C plus. It's fine. It's fine. It's rented. It's fine.
On that note, by the way, I'm putting in a special request that we do a B&A reviews of this latest Travolta movie coming out where he's the NASCAR driver with Shania Twain as his wife.
Yeah, okay.
Because how could that not be just
a train wreck? Yeah. It's coming.
And his hairline looks great in the trailer. His hairline is just always on point. It looks like somebody drew a fucking cap on his head. But anyways.
Yeah.
So this one's kind of funny. It's called Daughters of Darkness. And it's funny because I'm a Rob Zombie fan.
Mm-hmm.
And he likes to sample stuff from movies, like in his songs.
Yeah.
Like there's a song Demonoid Phenomenon from Rob Zombie. And one of the bits in there is like a girl saying like, enjoy that dead girl's body, you know? So I'm watching this movie, Daughters of Darkness from 1971.
Okay.
Never have thought to like look where these things are from, whatever.
Yeah.
And there's a line in the movie where like it's enjoy, and then there's some words spoken, and then that dead girl's body.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy fuck. Like it triggered something in my head. Like, that's what that is. I need to figure out like which song that has to be a Rob Zombie song. Yep. And yeah, so I found one of the movies on accident that he sampled from. It's called Daughters of Darkness. It's a lesbian vampire movie from 1971, a Belgian lesbian vampire movie.
This sounds exactly like what Rob Zombie would pull his sound clips from. It's exactly what he was.
It was good. I liked this.
It was okay.
Yeah, I was basically like this couple. They're newlyweds, and the guy's parents live in England. He's worried about what his mom will think of the fact that he got married. Apparently there's some reason why he doesn't want to introduce her. They stop at this hotel for a night before they're going to go take the ferry over. And it's like the it's like the Shining season where like nobody's at the hotel.
Okay.
Except for this woman checks in with like her helper lady. And this woman, the guy who checks her in is like, I checked you in 40 years ago and you looked exactly the same. Like, what the fuck is up with this? And yeah, she's kind of this older, like, she's not older. She's maybe like maybe 40. We'll just go with like 40 maybe.
Okay.
But anyway, it turns into this like seduction thing where like there's jealousy happening with the girl who's with the vampire lady because now the vampire lady has seen this girl that the guy has that he's going to introduce to the family.
Yeah.
And it turns into this weird like anti-men, like man hater, like feminist.
Okay.
But it's good.
Okay.
It was really well done. That one I would recommend. I give it a B. Critters.
Yeah, Critters.
The biggest F I have seen in a long time.
Really?
I powered through all 8 episodes in less than 80 minutes because the episodes are 10 minutes or less long each.
Okay.
It is painful.
So, worse than Troll 2?
There's less to like because Troll 2 is funny even when it's not trying to be.
Yep.
Which is the whole movie.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Critters is trying to be funny and it's just fucking terrible.
Okay. Yeah, I hear it's got my favorite actor from Camp Mana.
Yes. The fat, chubby redhead from Camp Mana.
Yeah, I can't imagine he would do something shitty.
Oh, and then it's got Gilbert Gottfried in it.
Whoa, really?
Who I like.
Yeah.
And he was probably the best part of the show, but he's only, hey, spoilers, he's in it for like 2 episodes.
Okay.
Like 3 scenes. I mean, there's not much to say except for it is just a
nightmare.
It's a nightmare. Yeah, it's fucking terrible. I don't know why. And it was like they tricked me because I was kind of excited to see it. I thought it would be like cheesy fun.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like stupid fun. And that's what it's trying to be. But it's not fun. It's really cheesy, but it's just bad. And by the time I got 3 into it, like 3 episodes in, I'm like, oh, this is just a disaster. But then I only have like 50 minutes left. Let me just finish. I'll just finish it. So I watched the whole fucking thing and it was terrible. Worst thing I've seen in a long time.
That's the completionist side of you.
Yeah. It gets me in trouble.
Well, speaking of completionist side, I actually finished finally Way of the Dragon.
Okay. And
this movie is glorious.
Okay,
this movie
I need to see this.
I mean,
I've never seen it.
It's one of those movies that goes it starts as like hard F, just failing, and it just like loops back around. It's like an A because it's just so bad. The ending is something to behold. Okay. And there's I don't know if you remember this guy. I believe his name is Ernie Reyes Jr. He was the, in Ninja Turtles 2, he was the pizza delivery guy.
I do remember him.
He was also in a fantastic, highly underrated, gonna watch it sometime for this podcast movie, Surf Ninjas.
Oh, I love Surf Ninjas.
Surf Ninjas is great.
Love Surf
Nobody
Ninjas.
knows Surf Ninjas, and it's fucking
I know
great.
Surf Ninjas.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
I guess I shouldn't be surprised because it's you. But yeah, he's in this. Little Ernie Reyes is in this at I don't know, probably 8 years old, 10 years old.
Oh, geez. So, yeah, this would have been, what, mid-'80s or late 70s?
Mid-'80s, I would say.
Okay.
I can't remember the exact release date. But, yeah, and you just see the charisma in this kid already. And there's this fight scene. It's kind of Dragon Ball Z. There's glowing.
Well, isn't the thing the glow?
The glow, yeah. And you kind of wonder, you're like, is it really? Like, are they going to glow? They glow. It's fucking fantastic. It's just watch it. Everybody should watch this.
What's your review? What's your score?
I mean, realistically, it's a bad movie. Realistically. But I actually do think, the glow effect for the time was pretty good, considering this movie probably had zero budget. Some of the choreography starts ending up somewhat okay. The ending is fun, silly nonsense. It kind of takes a movie that probably was an F up to that point, probably to a D+.
Okay, sure.
Maybe a D.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that is your sorority babes in the Slimeball Bowl-O-Rama for the week.
Absolutely.
I got two more before we get to the one we both watched.
Okay.
I watched a movie called The Witch in the Window. This was a Shudder original.
Okay.
So this was my first chance to kind of see what they've got from the movie perspective here.
Right.
Short, 77-minute long movie.
That is short.
Yeah, which it gets half grade
bonus points.
Yep. It's actually pretty fucking good. Thematically, it's really interesting.
Okay.
Basically, Dad goes to New York City to pick up his son. Divorced dad goes to pick up his son in New York City from his mother's house.
Okay.
Takes him out to this house, kind of in the country, and he's gonna fix it up. He's gonna fix up the house and flip it. It's got loose wires, everything's fucked up.
Yeah,
with the house.
that never works out.
Especially not in a horror movie.
Yeah.
So it ends up there's this neighbor who tells them about this woman who rumored to have killed her family. And basically the premise is that it's when he was a kid, he walked by the house and the woman was always in the window.
Yeah.
So they saw her in the window for 2 weeks straight sitting there. And they finally called the authorities, and the authorities showed up and she was fucking dead staring out of her window.
Oh.
So that's kind of a neat little,
Yeah.
But yeah, basically this woman is haunting the house. It's a haunted house kind of movie, but there's there's a whole family dynamic between the father and the son, and the father and the ex-wife that's actually really interesting. The relationship between the father and the son is really interesting. Not the best acting, not the best writing as far as the dialogue is concerned.
Yeah.
But there's enough there where it's I really appreciated what the movie was saying. It was thoughtful, and it had a really good fucking ending, in my opinion. Knocked it out of the park with the ending. I'm going to give it a B.
Oh, wow.
But it makes me excited to see what these guys can do, because I wasn't expecting it. I thought it was going to be terrible, But yeah, I really enjoyed it. The only other one I watched is my other A for the week, and it is Mr. Lanthimos, who did The Favorite. He made a movie called Dogtooth in 2009.
Yeah.
One of the more fucked up movies I think I have ever seen. And he's fucked up.
I would not be surprised from this guy.
This took it to another level, even in his realm.
Okay.
I mean, basically premise is these two fucked up parents have their 3 teenage kids, 2 daughters and a son. They've got them confined to this house, confined to the property. They've never seen the outside world. Words don't even have the same meaning. There's a scene in this where she says, pass the phone, and someone passes her a salt shaker, and the whole family just acts like that's normal.
Yeah.
The dad is bringing in a prostitute to have sex with the son.
As a good father does.
Yeah, I mean, why not, right? But there's needs that need to be met. But it's a cool movie because it's really fucked up. It's hard to watch.
Right.
There's pussy licking involved. Like like there's, I don't want to spoil too much of it for those listening, but I will give this tidbit. So the girl who comes over as the prostitute wants the brother to eat her pussy. He doesn't want to. He just likes having sex with her. So she goes to one of the sisters and says like, hey, can you lick right here? And the sister has no idea like why she's even doing this or anything. But it's like, can you lick here? Like, I'll give you this gift if you lick here.
My God.
And like, and you get the side shot of like the girl on all fours with her head between the legs of the
Oh my God.
But yeah, like shit like that. And you're just watching it like, this is fascinatingly fucked up.
Is there a hand job scene in this movie? He's got things for hand jobs.
You know what?
Yes. I knew it.
Yes, there is. Well, it's not a hand job. It's you got to pump up the cock before sex hand job. It's not like you're not taking it to the end.
Okay.
Like he's a little flaccid and she's got a,
All right.
But yes, another hand job. He does have a thing for hand jobs.
He does.
By the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the theme of the movie, like, it's interesting because like part of me thinks it's like, okay, well, this house is North Korea. These kids have no idea what's going on in the outside world. Whatever you tell them,
right,
it's just going to be, whatever. But then there's also like this aspect of like, they're trying to keep their kids innocent, but you can't do that. It's almost like about parents sheltering their kids, maybe. But he's creative. Like, as fucked up as he is, it's good.
Okay.
Like I was in like very, very, it's my favorite of his movies.
Wow.
Yeah, it's my favorite of his movies instantly. And I knew it was my favorite 15 minutes into it.
Okay.
Because I was just like, this is fucked up and enjoyable.
So what does it get for a grade?
A. This gets an A.
Okay.
Yeah, I loved this.
All right.
I thought this was just fucking great.
You hear that?
Am I going to sit and watch it again over and over? No, I'm not wearing the tape down from this. But you will like this though too. There's another thing in this movie where somehow VHS tapes end up in the house. Like one of the girls like gets a hold of them.
Okay.
And like she starts, and one of them's Jaws and one of them's Rocky, and she starts like using lines from those two movies in these odd spots, and it's just perfect. It's fucking really good, man.
Okay.
But yeah, that's, if you want to watch a fucked up one, folks, Dogtooth.
And we've got the one that we both watched.
We do.
Triple Frontier.
So I was just talking about like a really creative, like thought-provoking, interesting movie.
Yeah, not this movie.
Not this one.
Yeah, this is about as stock and bland and by the books guy's guy movie you could ever make.
Should have been called Dude Bros.
Dude Bros.
Yeah.
Dude Bros. They go on a mission. Shit goes sideways.
Well, it was funny because like when it started, I texted you. I'm like, it's one of those, but it's like, it's competent. It's well done. It's pretty good.
It's not like you end up with like a shitty shot or a shitty angle. Yeah. I mean,
but by the end of the movie, it's really bad.
It just grates on you because it is just every one of those movies beat by beat. I mean, I text you. You were texting me as you were going through it. I had watched it the day before. And you were, I at one point I just said, just wait. Because you're like, I like Metallica as much as the next guy. But yeah, you could have picked a better song there. And I said, just wait. Yeah, every song choice in this is either wrong or cliche.
Oh, it's so cliche, yeah.
I mean, I think you have a list of cliche things.
I do. At first, I want to say though, it's not even like it's not even that it gets grating because you've seen it all before or whatever. But there's a specific character in this who does a 180, and it makes no sense to me because they didn't set it up at all.
Yeah, and then becomes a monster.
Yeah, he becomes a monster, and it would have been interesting if they were like, okay, they would have had a scene where like he's explaining about like something he did in his past because he was struggling from PTSD and how he doesn't want to like awaken that monster again or something.
Yes.
But that's not how they play it in this.
Yeah.
It's just like all of a sudden he's an asshole.
Yep.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, the list of cliches. Now this is cliches up until about, I think, the hour and 15 minute mark, and then I stopped keeping track. But right away at the beginning of the movie, you have the missile hitting the car explosion like thing. And then, by the way, just as a side note, there's still people hiding behind another car right next to it. They don't move, even though they, like, if another missile comes, they're dead.
Can we talk about the fact that Oscar Isaac in these scenes is the only one without, like, a bulletproof helmet on so you can identify him?
Well, you got to be able to see him.
And he's got jeans where everybody else is wearing black. I mean, just...
Well, he's like he's, you know, I mean, it's like a video game.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got your dude bro recruitment scene where like Oscar Isaac has to come up to all of his dude bros and like one by one, like say, yo, man, I got a job for you.
And they got to do like that whole like handshake where it's like, and then the hand, and then they do the dude bro hug.
Yep. And then everyone does a dude bro hug.
Yep.
But yeah, then they've all of them have like their reason to be like, I don't know, man. And then they kind of have to have their arm twisted or whatever.
And they're all dude bros, by the way, even in their professions currently. Other than Ben Affleck, who
is a realtor.
And I was so shocked with like, I know that he's supposed to be bored with this job, but like the level of boredom was like,
he just looked so sad.
He looked like he wasn't even like acting. It was just like that's who he was on set. Was just bored.
Right. Yeah. Bored and annoyed.
Heard our podcast.
You had the bills piling up.
Yeah.
You know, the character's like, you know, it's 17 grand, but I just can't get back into this, you know, whatever. And then like he goes inside and he's in his garage or whatever and he sees like the stacked bills and he's like, oh, but I need the money. It's just such a fucking cliche.
I know I'm kind of interrupting your list, but I keep on thinking of there's copy that during conversations.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
There's stay frosty.
Oh God. Yeah. It's terrible.
There's this mission just became a cowboy mission.
Yep.
Oh, fuck you.
There are some cowboys.
Yeah. A bunch of cowboys.
They're wild. Now there's another one. This one's a little, you know, you got to really see a lot of movies to like see this one, but there's a scene where they're driving up to like the village or something. They're in South America and it gets into that slow motion view.
Yeah.
And there's like this foreboding guy who's like walking a donkey who like kind of gives them a look.
Yeah.
And it's just that classic, like you don't belong here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. So that one I caught. There's the chain-wearing Mexican lackey execution where all the Mexicans have the bags over their heads and they're all kneeling down and one by one the guys behind them shooting them all in the head. It's just all shit we've seen before.
How about I'm gonna get that Ferrari?
Yep. Right. Okay.
Fucking unreal.
One of my favorites is "This is my last job."
Yep, there it is.
Yeah, gotta have that. It's a really, you know, after this, I'm hanging them up, boys. Like, we just need one more job.
I will tell you one thing. I mean, we were shitting on this movie. I like Oscar Isaac.
I like him a lot.
I'd say he's basically the only redeeming thing in the movie.
His character is kind of annoying, though.
He's not a great character, but there's no good characters in this.
No, there aren't. You're right.
But I did love a bit where Ben Affleck's got a shitty truck and he's like, you can't even afford you've taken 5 bullets for your country. You can't even afford your truck. He's like, you leave my truck out of this. This isn't about my truck. And he's like, yes, it is. That's exactly what this is about. And I'm like, look at that. Charisma, Affleck.
Yeah, it's true.
Come on, man.
Yeah. You know, he had none in this.
Yeah.
Affleck didn't. This was my favorite.
Yeah.
This was my favorite of the cliches because you saw this coming. It's in every fucking movie like this. Mm-hmm. They're all they've decided like on the plan. They've done the recon mission. You know, the plan has to be done Sunday morning.
Yep.
And Ben Affleck gathers them all around, kind of gives them the rundown. And then he says to him, you know, nobody will think less of you. This is your last chance to get out. And I'm just sitting there like, this is fucking unbelievable. They are trying to hit every fucking cliche.
Yeah.
All of these are before, everyone I just listed is before they even do the mission.
Yeah.
Like, this is just the setup part.
Yeah. Most of the ones that I mentioned were too.
Yeah.
Most of them.
Yeah, maybe there's a reason for that, but I stopped. Like, I just couldn't do it.
Well, you just disengage with this movie. You just pull out the phone. You're like, okay, are they doing something cool? Okay, no.
Well, they did have the one where everyone else, like they're getting the money out of the house, and everyone else is like, come on, let's go. And there always has to be that one guy.
I'm not leaving a single dollar here.
Who somehow is the one who didn't want to go in the first place. He was the one that they really had to twist his arm to go.
Yeah. And
why is he the guy?
And now, and that's the frustrating thing about the movie is you're like, nobody, I don't think. See, okay, that was really dumb because they're like, oh shit, the guards are coming back. What the hell's going on? Our timing's off or whatever.
Yep.
Okay, fine. You wanted to take all the money. You got a little greedy, whatever. But then the fucking helicopter scene. I'm supposed to leave 200 million on the runway.
No, leave 75 million.
Yeah, and fucking make it so you don't have to go. Like, well, what the fuck?
And maybe there's a reason for this too. But why wasn't there ever a conversation of like, let's go hide half the money, and then we'll come back and get? I was waiting for like an explanation.
Money. They keep dropping money throughout this whole movie, and you're like, why isn't anybody planning this? And then they do kind of at the very end.
But they don't. They act like nobody's ever going to see that money again. Like, but then the sequel has to be coming back to get the money, right?
Yeah. Okay. So I watched this with the girlfriend, and she said, "See, okay, so." Is it going to be like a race back to the money to see who gets it? And I'm like, that's a more interesting movie.
That would be. That should be the sequel.
Way more interesting movie.
And then they all at the end are like, sorry, spoilers, people. Fuck you.
Yeah, well, yeah, this movie is not good.
Yeah, but at the end, they're all like, oh, I'm going to sign my money over to the
trust, to the Ben Affleck trust.
Oh, another cliche, by the way, is the villagers. They crash the helicopter, and like there's the scene where everybody's, hey, hold on, and there's like a foreign language issue. Yeah, classic. Just
garbage.
That it sucked. I mean, I gave it a C-. Like, I didn't think it was so bad. It was terrible. Like it was so what it is that I like. It's an F C-. It's like one of those where it's like I can't say that it's horrible in every aspect. It started out as like, okay, this is like a B, this is like a typical action movie, whatever, and then the character, and I wouldn't have enjoyed that B, by the way, either way, but then it turned like the characters start making no sense. The fucking the Tron 2 guy, the Tron Legacy guy,
he's horrible.
He is horrible.
The weird thing to me was like in Tron Legacy, he wasn't good, but he wasn't like this bad, you know?
Well, all they have him doing is like, hoorah! Like,
Oh, God. He was, and that's the problem too, is like all the characters are such dude bros that they're actually unlikable. Like there's nothing else to any of them.
No, they're all dude bros.
Oscar Isaac is the closest. He's the closest to being like a guy with something else.
Yeah, but then at the end when he's like, oh, we're not leaving the money. Affleck died for the money.
Yeah.
And the one guy's like, the money, he died because of the money, man. And then the guy comes over and he's like, dude, bro.
Yeah.
Like, we need to just go. And then he realizes, you know what?
Dude,
bro, you're right.
Yeah. Copy that, bro.
Fucking terrible. Yeah. But yeah, can we talk about a better terrible movie?
Yeah, this is gonna be something else. Buckle up, children. It's Troll 2.
Oh my God!
So I had heard of this.
I think we all had heard of this. This is in the same conversations as The Room for like worst movie of all time.
And it deserves to be. It is absolutely terrible. It starts as like what movie did it remind me of, with the storybook being read by the old man to the kid, The Princess Bride.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it starts as The Princess Bride and this grandpa character.
Oh boy.
Where should we start with this?
We're doing spoilers. This is all spoilers. You cannot discuss this movie without spoilers.
So plot.
Okay. So there are goblins, not trolls. There are goblins in this movie.
Yes,
and they need to turn humans into a vegetable paste so that they can eat them.
Correct.
So there's this family.
Well, wait a minute. They can eat them raw, but they don't like right?
it because there's meat. Because of our shitty diets. Because of our shitty meat-eating diets. They don't want that, so they turn us into this green paste by feeding us green food. So there's this family. They're going on vacation. They go to this town. Nilbog or whatever, right? Nilbog?
Nilbog, yeah.
Nilbog. Yeah. It's goblin backwards. You don't notice it until it fucking is set out. It's just so weird. So they go on vacation. It's a young son and teenage daughter and a mother and father. And there's a magical grandpa. And he's kind of like doing the whole like Obi-Wan thing, like I'm speaking to you from the great beyond. And they go to this and there's a witch there, and they want to eat these people. And then it's about them trying to get out of this town. It's really fucking weird. It's really fucking bad.
So the kid is the only one who at first like kind of has an idea of what's going on, because the grandpa inexplicably is only telling the kid.
Yeah.
There's also a daughter character who has a boyfriend who there is a scene in this towards the beginning when the boyfriend like sneaks into her room that is just legendary.
I rewound it and watched it 3 times.
It's amazing.
Yeah. He's going to tear off your tiny little nuts and eat them.
Yeah. Yeah. So the parents, well, what was the deal with the boyfriend again? Like the boyfriend
he kept on bringing his friends along.
His friends. Yeah. So
which is like, dude, I thought you wanted to like get nailed.
So who wants their friends along? It didn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we're going to get into the directors and the writers of this movie. But my God, these people they're Italian. They're Italian, and
nothing against the Italians.
Nothing against the Italians, but they did believe that they understood us Americans better than an actual teen American actors that are telling them, "Hey, maybe American kids don't do this." But yeah, what else do you have? What? Yeah,
I mean, yeah, one of my favorite things is like. So the boyfriend gets invited to go to the Nilbog with the girl. Like this is his chance to like get in with her, and he doesn't show up the next morning because him and his 2 buddies took an RV like to a like they're on like the side of the highway.
Yeah. Well, okay. They didn't show up so that they could be further along on the highway so that they could wave to them.
Right.
Wave to the and the real question is how did she see them and how did they see her? Because she like flicks them off when she sees them waving.
She's so far away.
There's no, and he can't see her reaction because the windows are tinted.
Yep.
My God, what is with this movie?
It's astounding.
How about the fact that the grandpa, before the family is going to eat the food that's supposed to start turning them into... Oh my
God.
He freezes time for the one and only time in the film.
Yes. Would have been really useful later.
Yeah, at any point in the movie. And how does he says, you have 30 seconds to save them, Billy, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, that's the other thing. So they show up and all the like neighbors are like really nice. They're like trying to offer them like food because apparently if you eat the food, that's what makes you the vegetable paste.
Yes.
Goo.
So
basically they get to this house they're renting. They're doing like a house swap. Can we talk about that
scene real quick?
What, the getting to the house?
When they arrive and he's like, you guys will really enjoy our house. It has all the modern amenities.
Yeah.
A dishwasher, a refrigerator. This family they're like zombies. They're just zombies. They're just basically just like leaving. As this guy is just kind of like arms out, just flailing about, you guys will really love it.
Yeah. So Alex is talking about the family moving in.
Yes.
Yeah, they're moving into Nilbog for the summer.
And the other family is leaving to stay at their house.
Right. So the other family left like a smorgasbord, like a big feast.
Yes, of this green pasty.
Everything is like weird looking.
The green icing bill on this movie must have been through the roof.
So the time freeze.
Yeah.
Let's get back to that. So they freeze time, or the grandpa freezes time to warn the boy that don't let them eat the food.
Yep.
does the boy like take the food and like throw it in the garbage or
no, he literally walks around the table and like looks at he looks at all of them like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to, and
they're all slightly moving because they're having trouble staying still.
It's so
this
good.
Isn't a special effect. This is like they actually told the actors like, okay, stay still.
This movie had like no budget. Like no, but it's crazy when you find out this movie costs like $100,000, like $100,000.
Yeah, what did they spend it on?
Yeah, but yeah, what does he do, Jackson? What does he do?
He proceeds to. He can't think of it. I feel like a minute and a half's gone by in this 30 seconds. By the way, it feels like forever.
You need to remember the line that he says before he does it.
Oh shit, I don't.
I have to do it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I have to do it.
Yeah. So he says that, and then he climbs up on the table and pisses all over the food.
Let's just rewind that and summarize. Ghost Grandpa freezes time so that the grandson can piss on green paste food that his family was going to eat.
So that if his family won't eat it and turn into green vegetable paste creature things themselves.
Yes. How about that scene after? I mean, this is just a movie that you could just go.
That's the scene that the actor's the most proud of.
Yes. You see these signs? You know what that means? Hospitality. And you can't piss on hospitality.
Yeah. He grabs the kid.
The father
after he pissed on the food. Because he's pissed off and he starts taking him up, and there's a sign on each door with like the family's different names.
Yeah.
And he's trying to say like, look, they were so hospitable.
Yeah.
They left us this meal. They left us this whatever.
Yeah.
And he walks up, looks at one door. You see those signs? Walks a few steps, looks at the other door. You know what that means? Walks a few steps. Hospitality. And then he proceeds to bust open the door, throw the kid on the fucking bed.
Kid says, "What are you gonna do to me, Daddy? What are you doing, Daddy?"
Yes. And then he is like tightening his belt. He's like, because the kid asks him what he's doing. I'm gonna read this.
Oh, this is fantastic.
Tightening my belt one loop so that I don't feel hunger pains. And your sister and mother will have to do likewise. Okay, Joshua? You want to get rough with me? You want to show me that you don't like the choice of this house for our vacation by going on a hunger strike? Well, I'll accept the challenge. But remember when I was your age, I really did suffer from hunger. We'll see who gets through this, but just remember, I've got more practice than you. See you tomorrow. Tightening my belt one loop so I don't get hunger pains. He's not taking his belt off to beat the kid with it.
No. He's tightening his belt. It's a role reversal. It's subverting expectations,
yes.
Jackson.
Yeah.
That director and writer, geniuses.
Well, now we know where what's his name got all the subverting expectations knowledge from. Where he got those ideas? Ryan Johnson. This is probably his favorite movie.
Yeah, template.
That's almost as good.
Yeah. That scene where the grandpa's describing the story and it's all, Princess Bride.
Yes, the beginning.
The
setup.
That is something else when like they have like a princess that shows up in it and she's got like painted on freckles.
Oh my God.
And then, it's just...
And they've got like the music, like the hypnotic, scary music. Can we talk about the goblins?
I love the goblins.
They don't look uniform, like they don't look alike. Like some of them have different styles where like you can't see their eyes at all because the masks are so big. Yeah. Some of them have like these big plastic bulging eyes sticking out.
That one's my favorite one.
Yeah, that one's great. Here's a picture of one of that's
the one that everybody will remember once they see it. And oddly kind of looks a little bit like the mother in this movie.
The mother.
My God. Billy, sing that song you like so much. Row, 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 you row. Like, she looks, and this is where we watched.
This is sad.
This is where,
sad.
Yeah, this is where we watched the making of this movie.
Yes.
What's it called?
It's called Best Worst Movie.
Yes, and you actually sort of find out the history behind the actors in it and the directors and all that stuff, and you find out that the mom is basically just she's just kind of a crazy person.
Kind of.
She's just crazy.
She's probably in her 60s at the time the documentary is made. She's still waiting for that big break.
She has two acting credits. She has 2 acting credits, both from 1990, and she's waiting. And she thinks that this movie is fantastic. She thinks it's just swell.
Well, I mean,
oh my God. And the mom. She lives with her mom, her like
she
89-year-old mother.
Well, she won't leave the house. She's like scared of. She has a sign in her front yard saying like people
intruders will be prosecuted
or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah,
she's nuts, and that's sort of where like we're shitting on this movie, and this movie is true, honest to God, garbage. Just
it's bad as it gets, really.
Yeah, and
it's as fun to watch as it gets, though.
But you feel bad after watching that movie because you're like, that woman's nuts. And they literally there's a shopkeeper in this movie who's literally was a mental patient.
He was let out and he got the gig, had no idea what was going on.
Yes.
Probably the best performance in the movie.
Oh, definitely. Because he was the only person that was cast perfectly.
Right. Yes.
But yeah, he looks creepy. You just feel bad for these people because it's like, They hired mentally disabled, like crazy people.
Well, and the people that weren't crazy, like, were duped into thinking like this was like a real role. And then like in that documentary, they kind of talk about how like when it was released.
Yes.
And they saw it.
And
just
all
like
their
the
hopes
disgust.
were dashed. Dashed. Except for the mom who thought it was great.
Oh my God.
The father is actually a dentist in real life.
Yes. And he's really excited about the cult following that this movie has gotten.
Well, until he goes to a bunch of horror conventions and finds out that nobody's ever seen his movie, then he starts getting real judgmental and real sour. He gets a little butthurt about it.
He turned for me during that documentary. I liked him at first.
Yes.
As it went, I was just like, this guy's kind of a prick. He's a weirdo prick. Everyone in his small town probably thinks he's great. He's probably a nice enough guy.
He seems nice, but the problem is the second that it wasn't feeding his ego, he got all hurt.
You're right.
He got all hurt, and he started getting judgmental. Like the fact that he's like, you see all the gingivitis around here? What? Wait, what? Yeah, it's everywhere. He says that about the convention people. And you're like, dude, really? Like, I get it. Like, it's embarrassing. You're at a convention and nobody's coming to your booth. I get it. And also, he's just the worst because he's like, he's a little socially awkward because he doesn't seem to get that, like, nobody wants to hear him describe his shitty fucking movie.
The scene, the one we discussed.
Yes. He doesn't. Yeah. And I tighten my belt, and I tell him, hunger pains. Nobody wants to hear that. You have to see it. You can't. Oh man, that black woman that he puts the VR on her while he's doing like working on her teeth. You show her the movie. You imagine that? That's not a movie you show somebody while you're working on their teeth. You're going to drill into their gums. They're going to laugh.
It is insane.
Yeah.
That like the whole story of this movie, the director.
Oh, fuck him, man.
Let me make sure I have his name right.
He's no Tommy Wiseau, that's for fucking sure.
No, he is not. And he really, doesn't deserve to be.
No, he's kind of a garbage person. He calls his actors American dogs. like numerous times. He tells them that like they don't remember things right when it's like clearly like this is a sane person and you're insane.
Claudio Fragasso.
Yeah.
What's funny about this guy too is like you'd think you would just kind of like Tommy that you would just embrace.
Yes.
Like he still goes to these things. Like he has to know.
Yeah.
Everyone's they're selling out these screenings because his movie is a disaster.
Yeah.
But he doesn't like accept that.
He shows up. He's like, look, all these people signing up for Troll 2. They line up. What do you think of the movie? Oh, we think it's amazing. Oh, it's amazing. And finally find this audience. Then he shows up to the fucking Q&A at the end of the movie for one of the screenings. Some dude asks the most legitimate question ever. Why is the movie called Troll 2 if there are no trolls in said movie? First, he doesn't understand the question, but then, upon hearing it a second time, he says, you don't understand anything. He asked the most logical question. Right. Like probably question number 1 of many, many questions for this movie.
And the answer, folks, is that it wasn't going to be Troll 2, but when they saw the movie, they went, we can't market this as its own thing. We have to hope that there's enough Troll fans.
Yes.
That Troll 2 will sell it.
Oh, man.
It's everyone should see it. It's astoundingly bad.
If you have never seen this movie, there's probably a clip that you have seen from it, which is there's a character in it, one of the best friends. He gets kidnapped and he gets taken to the witch's house, who's like the ringleader of all the goblins.
What a weird character that was.
Yeah. And okay, I'll get into her. We'll get into her in a little bit. But he has the great line of, they're eating her and then they're going to eat me. Oh my God! And it's one of
they do like a great close up on him.
It's one of the greatest things in the movie. It's so fucking good.
You know what else is great? Yeah. Is the popcorn orgasm
scene.
Oh
my God, what was that? What was that? She like shows up and she's like first person, like, okay, she's all like young now.
He sees her in the TV.
Yes. Like, and as any sane person, when she says on the TV, I'm right outside, big boy. And then she's on the TV and she's outside the RV. He's like, yep, nothing weird about that. And then they like start making out with a piece of corn, which she like is like putting in her garter, and she's like, playing with it.
They don't even make out. They basically, the corn, imagine this. You're eating off of a corn in the cob, and another person is eating off the other side of the corn in the cob.
Sounds a little awkward, right?
Yeah, so that's happening. But as that's happening, the popcorn is going, like,
popcorn is being
popping out of the corn.
It's also being thrown at them.
It's being thrown at, well, that's what's actually happening.
From off camera. Yeah, but popcorn is being thrown at them.
Movie magic.
Movie magic, yes.
Don't move the curtain. Don't look behind the curtain. What's happening is the corn in the cob is popping popcorn out of it. I think there's a line. I think there's like a line about popcorn right there too. But you're just watching it. It's so detached from everything else that's happening. What are some other scenes in this though? So there's that. There's the milk feeding scene, or where like the kid shows up and they catch him in the rafters and they like strap him down. Yeah.
And then the dad is one of the stupidest individuals ever. His son is being held hostage by groups of people, literally arms spread out, held by numerous people as somebody else is trying to feed his son something.
And these are like Texas Chainsaw Massacre characters. Yes. They're like that type of like white trash hillbilly.
Also, could they have found a worse person to play the fucking priest in this neighborhood?
Oh,
he
my
looks
God.
like a reject from like a fucking music video.
Why do they all have clovers?
Yeah, that was great.
Marks. That's the movie just you can't stop finding shit. It's not a Leprechaun movie.
What the fuck is that? And I hated the fact that like they have clovers. They all have clovers, and I'm like, oh, is that what that's supposed to be?
Yeah, no.
It doesn't look like a clover.
No wonder the dad was like,
son, we shouldn't make fun of the deformed.
Yes. Oh, God. And then there's the scene where, the big scene where they're all over. Like, they come over to the house, like, to do the dinner, and the grandpa shows up. Yeah. There's a fucking fire extinguisher thing happening. Like, it is...
Grandpa shows up in the mirror.
Yes.
Oh, God. When she's dancing in front of the mirror, and then she starts reciting like her lines that she's going to say to her boyfriend. It's either me or your boys.
Yep.
What's the choice, Johnny? And I don't even know. I don't know anybody's name in this. There's no reason to learn their names. So, I mean, we could just go on and on and on and on and on about this movie. The thing that I realized, though, is that this does not have the charm of The Room. And the reason is that there's no Tommy Wiseau, who is somebody who's embraced the silliness, embraced like what's happened, and who actually seems like a decent person.
Well, there's no actor that's quite as outstanding as Tommy Wiseau.
That's true.
In the room.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Outstanding in the worst way.
Yeah. I mean, Tommy is just, there's something about him. There really is just something about him.
He's so,
like, he's bad.
Unbelievable.
He's bad, but he's like magnetically bad. It's truly impressive.
No, this movie is just astounding because it doesn't make any sense how anyone came up with this.
Yeah.
And then you come to find out that the writer was sick of vegetarians like being all hoity-toity and up their own ass. So she's like, so fuck it. We'll make the trolls are vegetarians. The goblins.
The evil people are the vegetarians. Yeah. And they win. They defeat them by eating meat. They eat giant salami, which is where. Oh wait, that came from the magic backpack that would have what he needed.
Yeah, there was like a bologna sandwich thing. There was like It's crazy.
Yeah. And then there's like a magic stone in it, which like is where the goblins get their powers or something.
The woman, the witch lady is like, I'm not entirely sure what she's up to because she's like down in this lair.
Yeah.
And at some point she is a goblin, but then she gets turned back into the lady and she ends up going through like a portal to like this basement somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, love this. What
about the plant guy?
They're like, go to the house. That's not a house. That's a church.
Yeah, that's right. And that's where the plant guy, there's a character that ends up being turned into a plant.
The oh my God guy turns into a plant.
And apparently, little did we know watching it that the director made him stand there for like 12 hours
12-hour days. And he couldn't move because of the prosthetics around him because he looks like he's turning into a plant. And then he just decided, because he was tired of hearing him complain, he put shit over the dude's mouth so he didn't have to hear him. He put prosthetics over his mouth. Dude is a garbage director.
He's a lunatic.
Yeah.
And then there's a scene where that plant guy gets dragged out of the house by his friend.
Yes.
Like the pot, he has to bend down and like drag the pot out. Like, what good is this going to do? He's a fucking plant.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not like you have an antidote. It's over. It's garbage. Just garbage movie. Still don't think, I don't think it's as enjoyable as The Room. And I'm not sure if it's as bad.
I don't think it's as bad.
I don't.
But that's astounding.
Yes.
Because it's bad on everything about it is bad.
Yes. Yeah.
Every scene is bad. Every performance is terrible.
There were a couple shots where I was like, oh, you tried to do an interesting... Now, you're not doing a good job of this interesting shot, but you tried to do an interesting shot.
Yeah, well, this guy like has some sort of background.
Yes.
He's not like Tommy who just doesn't...
I have directed 25 films.
Yes.
25 good films.
Now, rumor has it that they want to make another one with the same director.
I can't imagine anybody from that cast would want to do that.
I bet they all would.
Okay, well,
you know, Mr. Dentist certainly is there.
That was the last line of the making of the movie. Would you be there for Trolls? Absolutely. Absolutely. He's the dude. I actually felt bad for him because he was somebody who wanted to do acting, and his dad basically was like, "No, it's not practical. Right. You should go and do dentistry." And it's like, who knows if that dude could ever have been?
He has some charisma as a person.
Yes, and I'm like, if he had found a way to translate that into acting, he could have actually had a decent career. It might have been in an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Maybe been his body double. I don't know. He's a big dude.
He is kind of a big dude. He looks like Coach.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah. But that's Troll, too.
Everyone needs to watch that one, by the way.
Yeah, that's a must watch. Put it on like a triple movie marathon with The Room and Halloween 3. It'll be a great night.
Yeah, well, and Halloween 3 is the best of those three.
Probably.
By far.
Probably from execution standpoint, probably, yeah. Sadly, which is...
It's certainly the best, most well-made of the three.
Probably, yeah, it is.
It's probably the most sensical of the three.
I don't know. That plan makes no sense. I don't know. But it's funny that they both have Stonehenge in it. The stone.
It's true.
The stone. I also love that too. He's like, it's the Stonehenge, the magical stone of Stonehenge, and I'm like, there's too many stones in your phrase
in your
here.
Comment.
Yeah, but
at least nobody walked up and said, "We'll take her to the warehouse. She'll get the best care."
Oh, love
He's
it.
just the best.
Yep.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Go to our website, subscribe to our show everywhere you can. Make sure you check out our YouTube channel as well.
Yep.
So,
and we'll also, if you send us some mail through our P.O. box, which is not listed, but you can find it anywhere.
Or you can just email me.
Or you can P.O. box. We'll P.O. box you back a green tasty treat.
Oh, in honor of Troll 2?
Yeah. If you can find our P.O. box, we will be sending that out to you.
There you go. Perfect.
Bye-bye.